Welcome back to yet another session to Thinking on Destiny. We are going in a flow of learning about mental destiny. And we got an awesome knowledge about the Om and how that what was created. So before we go connect further, let's connect to the personal consciousness for a few minutes and then we can go from there. Please sit in a meditative posture. Cross your legs and clasp your hands and close your eyes. Please observe the soft, natural, tranquil breath. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Trimurti are not somewhere outside the world. Everyone has these three tattvas within us. Brahma is a doer, doing all the creation within us. Vishnu is a thinker, maintaining our life with all the tasks that we have to perform. Shiva is a knower, having almighty knowledge within us. Instead of searching God outside, let us contemplate, meditate God within us. Know the knowledge which is already exist within us. Rub your palms, open your eyes and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face.
Prasanna, can you check your voice? Voice is not clear.
It's low, kind of.
I can do this way.
Yeah.
I have some problem with the things.
Clear.
Before we go further in the today's session, let's Balagaru recap what we learned in the last session. Over to you, Balagaru.
Thank you, Prasanna. Prasanna, covered a very, very interesting topic last week about Purusha, Prakriti, and the importance of Om. So here, from Parabrahma, it came Purusha and Prakriti. Retracing Prakriti evolves back to Purusha. So individual Mula Prakriti, that is universal Prakriti, is unmanifested with the nature with four worlds, which is inertia. And then individual Prakriti, which resides in human body, consists of four worlds, keeps the human world in time and circulation. Purusha is the triune self as the threefold aspects of knower, thinker, doer, with the breath and atmosphere. Knower and thinker distinguish themselves from Prakriti without the human body. But Purusha as the doer portion in the human cannot do this while it is connected with Prakriti when it is in human body. Purusha is the Trimurti. Purusha performs functions which are acting in nature where they create, preserve, and destroy universal or individual Prakriti. Universal and individual Prakriti. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva are names of doer, thinker, knower, acting in nature. The individual Prakriti as the human body is created, preserved, and destroyed by the doer alone, acting as Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Gods of nature acted upon triune self as Brahma as the form world, Vishnu as the life world, Shiva as the light world. They are the creator, preserver, destroyer of the physical world of time run by individual Prakriti or human body. When triune self is complete, the individual Prakriti is permanent. So here Purusha, that is AOM, which is the high intelligence, it says, according to perceival, AOM is the word of intelligence. When triune self is complete, Purusha, as the doer, thinker, knower, it becomes Brahman by the power of word AOM. That's what he says, when everything is complete. In AOM, A is the Brahma, which is a creator. O is Vishnu as a preserver. M is Shiva and as destroyer. But here, in Vishnu, A and O is joined. And in Shiva, O and M is joined together. That's what he says. Intelligence, which is Brahman, freed from its triune self, which is Atma, becomes Parabrahma, which is supreme intelligence. Here, A is the feeling and desire. O is the rightness and reason. M is the I-ness and selfness. AOM shows relation to each other. Om sound is the expression of triune self, which has no sound. Om sound is the being for the doer as A. It is the being for the thinker as AU as O, and Om sound in the being as the knower as M. That's what he says. In the Om sound, AUM. Those are doer, thinker, knower. What he represents. Doer, thinker, and knower. This word AOM, when one thinks, senses, and breathes it, it puts him into the communication with his own triune self, he says. Not only just by he says, just not by uttering it, just blindly. He says the word AOM, when one thinks, senses, and breathes it, when puts him into communication with his own triune self. Triune self remains secret until he knows its meaning. I am AOM, I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. Here A is the desire to know his own triune self, seeks the union with the thinker and knower. Sounds of this word is secret in the doer. One must be ready to know this secret Om word. And that is what in Vedanta it is called Jignasu. First Brahma Sutra, that's why it starts with Adhato Brahma Jignasu. So one has to have that Jignasu, that, what we call it, I need to know this. What is Parabrahma? What is myself? How to know myself? That self, to know the self. So that is why he says it is a secret. Sounding of AOM relates the doer to the thinker and knower. Secret letter of the individual Prakriti is I here, he says. Advanced human beings should say I AOM, he says. Here I is the geometrical symbol for upright body. A is creative beginning of the word. O is the continuation and rounding out. That is in pronouncing, M is the fullness and completion of the word which resolved into itself. And also M also is the point within its full circle. That's what, significance of Om uttering, he says. Here about Atma and Jivatma, he says, the light of intelligence is Atma, that is same thing as triune self. In nature, as Jivas, it has come through the doer. And here Para is beyond triune self. Here Parabrahma or Paramatma is higher intelligence. Paravidya is the knowledge beyond triune self, that is knowledge in the spheres. Last teachings. Whatever teachings we gained through the nature stored in Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ankara through the thinking. The knowledge of intelligence teaching from which the triune selves received the light through thinking is lost, he says. Teachings of spheres in which Brahma, the higher intelligence, worlds in which Purushas or complete triune selves exist, different from human worlds of time with its manvantras and pralayas are lost. All this knowledge, he says, it is lost during the course of time. That's what he's saying. Here in last teachings continued, human being is the representative of the intelligence side and also the nature side of the universe. So he says, human being consists of both intelligent and the nature side. Bhagavad Gita teaches Kurus are sensuous or selfish bodily desires, and Pandavas are desires for knowledge of triune self. Dhritarashtra is the body, and the four senses are his generals. Arjuna represents the desire for knowledge. Duryodhana, Kuru represents the sexual desire. Hastinapura is the heart where the lower desires rule. Arjuna, who is determined to regain control over the body and the knowledge of the triune self, that is the light of intelligence. That is what Arjuna represents, he says. Krishna is the thinker with the light of intelligence speaking through the reasoning mind. His instructions are the intuitions, are the true teachings coming from within. That is the Krishna, that is the knower part. That is what the summary of the last session I have.
Thank you. Thank you, Balagaru, for giving a clear and crisp summary. So let us move on to our next sessions. Today we will cover Theosophical Society. How? Because this Percival belongs to, Percival has worked mostly with the Theosophical Society in those days. And he just briefly mentioned in 29th chapter, which is just the kind of the history, right? So I'll just go peep through. And then we will learn about the deep sleep states. What are the states in the deep sleep states and what are the states in the after death states? So these are the two main topics that I'm going to cover today. So before that, let me share my screen so that so as we are going through the mental destiny only, we are in the part of it. Theosophical movement and the teachings of Theosophy that we will see first. Theosophy is a message, with the message and with the Theosophy comes with the message and it comes with the mission. It has some mission that it comes with. Sorry, okay. It is presented the old teachings which had been reserved to a few, the brotherhood of the students, karma and reincarnation. Until that Blavatsky has started this movement, right? So many, even today, many Christian missionaries or Christian, they will not believe that reincarnation is not there in them. Okay, but with this, because reincarnation is not there in the current fabricated Bibles or current books that they are actually reading it. But when Percival is actually reading it, the old testaments and the old versions of it, there he found the karma as a cause and effect the thing, and reincarnation is also, because as a part of the karma and effect, reincarnation is also there. So, but he was not fully satisfied there, and he went and read all the Eastern philosophy, and they brought out these topics. These revelations came from the Sanskrit written by Mahatmas. So the Mahatmas who were with the moksha, nirvana, that kind of things, right? So from those people, these revelations came from it. Source is from the Helena Patricia Blavatsky, who has physically fitted and trained
and who was willing to receive and spread to them, because she's the one who went from all the way from Russia and the Eastern movement and read all the things, and she is the one who wanted to spread, because until then the movement is totally different. The one the Theosophical Society started in 1875, around 150 years back. So that is where all these things, actually the Eastern knowledge, they started spreading to the Western. Who is the first, who started the Eastern movement was started with, the Eastern knowledge was started with the Western. But these Blavatsky teachings, right, she produces psychic phenomena, which through insignificant in themselves, attracted and held attention of the people until general interest was created. Initially, it has to be psychic, because when the God is there somewhere and you are just worshipping it, and this philosophy is bringing that God is not doing anything, you are doing yourself. You are responsible for your fate. You are responsible for your reality. That is what all these Blavatsky teachings started. The teachings present in the literature are mere outlines. In this literature, they're just the outlines. So they set the people thinking and nothing else had done. So in those days, they just set the outlines. So, okay, this is what it is. God is not somewhere outside and it is there within you. So then, like that, the teachings were set the people to teach. Sorry. Okay. Theosophy enemies. Who are the enemies for this? These things. Others could not stand the light shown through the information. Whatever the information that Blavatsky, Patricia tried to show, right? So this information they couldn't stand. The most enemies that are the Christian missionaries that are in India. He mentioned it is the Christian missionaries not in West. The Christian missionaries in India are the one most active enemies to this, because they don't want this knowledge to be spread, and they want that one the one God that and he is the one who is giving that in the duality they wanted to live in. The desire to lead pretty jealously, bickering and split the first Theosophical Society into the parts, and after the death of Blavatsky. Not only that, the Christian missionaries later, after the death of the Blavatsky, the even Theosophical Society was also, because one wanted to lead. Everywhere one organization is there, so I wanted to lead, there are 2-3 parties will start that I wanted to lead, right? So all the jealousy and all started even in Theosophical Society, and it was divided. After the Blavatsky, there are 2 attorneys actually who followed the Blavatsky. After their death, it was much more split. That's what they are saying. That's all we can say about the Theosophical Society, because all the knowledge, right, whatever the knowledge, reincarnation and all the things, that those are all the things that are coming from the Eastern movement, which the Theosophical Society gave the propagation and gave a proper understanding, like karma, reincarnation, 7 bodies. Seven bodies of a person, all these things they learned. Helen Patricia Blavatsky, they start. Oh, am I not video? Okay, sorry. So she's the one who started this, and who started propagating these things. So with this, because I will close this Theosophical Society thing, because not much is there. Let's go to the next one. States of human being in a deep sleep. In a deep sleep, how we are. In a deep sleep, what we are going to do, and whether are we in the awake state, you know that you are with the senses. So all the senses are active. In the sleep also, some of the senses could be active, but in the deep sleep, all the senses are not active. Okay, you are not connected to your senses. The states of the human being in a deep sleep, in trances and after the death, are generally psychic. So the deep sleep and after the death, right, the states, whatever the states, are the psychic states. That's what he is saying. They are not the physical state, they are the psychic states. Doer passes beyond its conscious in parts in its mental atmosphere. So in parts, he crosses beyond his consciousness, and he passes and goes to his psychic atmosphere and his mental atmosphere he can go. So I just show the picture, like the physical body might be just sleeping. The physical body could be there, but your consciousness is traveling through your psychic, there is a psychic atmosphere and your mental atmosphere. One one can be conscious in the deep sleep of what he is not conscious of while awake. Some of the things he may be conscious in the deep sleep. He may not be aware of those things in the waking state. In the deep sleep, he may go and he may have the other atmospheres and he may experience some other things. But while he is again into his waking state, he may or may not remember what is he conscious in when he is in the deep sleep, right? So whatever that psychic states that he experienced, sometimes he may remember, the doer may remember, sometimes he may not. Many times he may not remember. He will have a mental impact. He will have those mental impressions, whatever that he has in that state, right? Those mental impressions will be there on his trans psychic states. So in the trans psychic states, whatever that he has experienced, suppose he had a fear or he had a happiness or he had something, whatever those impressions that he faced, that will be there on him. That you can see even when you get in a deep sleep, when you get suppose you feel like some dream or something that you went, and sometimes you feel terrifically, you may get fear and then you may get up also. So that impression will be there on the doer. When in the deep sleep, the doer in the body is disconnected from the four senses, and their nerve ramifications in the outside the brain of the pituitary body. So their nerve ramifications, that will be the outside body of the pituitary body. And also it sinks back to the verticals into the cerebrum. Cerebrum is the one, the back part of the brain, right? So cerebrum, and passes down as far as the cervical vertebrae and is not in touch with the involuntary system. Even involuntary nervous system also, it is not in touch. That means you are breathing and all those things, you may do it. But this, whatever this consciousness, which is not there in the awake state, that is not even touch with your involuntary nervous system. It is totally away. That means whatever we are talking about the astral travel or anything, right? So there your body will be there and you will be breathing in the body, but your conscious will travel. That's what he's saying. That will travel into your psychic atmosphere as well as mental atmosphere. In a deep sleep, doer cannot hear, see, taste, smell, touch, anything. These four senses will not work, but he may feel that kind of feeling. So he may feel some feelings, but that kind of feeling is different from what you feel in the awake state. It is totally a different kind of feeling. Any subject can be taught and dealt with the transmitted to the doer. Abstract subjects connected to the physical life like mathematics or the sciences, or with the emotional life like probability or courage. So it can be taught when you are in that thing, right? You may learn some subjects, the physical subjects like mathematics, abstract subjects also, or you may be some courage, you may pick up some courage from that particular learning also. So these subjects can be taught when you are in the transmitted, when you are in the trance state of the trans-psychic state, when you are in the deep sleep. The doer beyond any stage where it could be clear violently. So the doer beyond any stage, it could see the clairvoyant. So beyond that particular stage, he could see clairvoyantly. So clairvoyantly means he is able to see what is actually happening or what, all the things, right? So his vision is more. The doer cannot comprehend its own ultimate nature or what its intelligence is, but he cannot comprehend who he is, who am I, that kind of nature, that kind of things he cannot comprehend in the deep sleep. He may learn all the physical subjects, he may get some courage, but the physical subjects like who I am, or the self-knowledge, all those things he cannot comprehend in the deep sleep. Thinking goes on without interference. Here the thinking will goes on in this deep sleep. There won't be any interference. In waking state, thinking is the process of, in waking state, what is our thinking? We compare things, we judge things, comparing, sorting, judging with the diffused light. Whatever the light, we are not actually having that focused light. We have the diffused light with the transmitted to our pituitary body had to be focused by the thinking. But whatever in the waking state, you are having only the diffused light, but in the deep sleep state, you will be focusing with the light of intelligence. So you can even, that's why even some of the scientists, if you see, right, all the things that whatever that they have invented, if you read about it, they did so many experiments. But the final result, they just got in some nap state or some other thing. So they just got some idea and then they started working on it. Because that state, when you are actually focusing on it, the light of intelligence work and it will help you to, because you will have the deep thinking, you will have a clear thinking when you are in the deep sleep, and your thinking will not get any abstracted. So you will be able to understand more clearly in the deep sleep.
That's why here it says the third, can you go back? That's why he says cognition is direct because the light of intelligence centers on the subject.
Yes.
Because the mind doesn't waver. There is no mind.
There is no wavering. Yeah. Because you are not working with your senses.
Yeah.
Senses are the one which is the thing, right? When I'm reading, I see something, I hear something, all the things.
Yes. It's because of those senses, the light is diffused.
Yes. In certain states, doer may be conscious in the mental atmosphere. What is active in such a states is the doer of the triune self. In some states, in some cases, very rare cases, the doer may be conscious of his mental atmosphere. See, we are in the physical atmosphere. Next is psychic atmosphere. In the deep sleep, you can go to psychic and also the mental atmosphere. When you go there, you can be, so it is very rare, but he can be conscious and he can remember all the things. Doer disconnected from the breath form and involuntary nervous system, circulate and breathing sometimes stops, body appears dead. In this deep sleep state, what will happen? That's what he's saying. He's disconnected from the breath form, disconnected from your senses, disconnected from your involuntary nervous system, circulation, breathing, and all the things. You feel like it is stopping. The physical body might be taking, but body appears as a dead. Trances in which the doer in the body is conscious merely the psychic atmosphere and the form world experiences only the psychic exhalation. So the trance state, he will be experiencing the psychic atmosphere and of the form world. Mystics who feel that they are union with the God are usually in such a psychic trance. Usually they say that we can talk with the God or we are with the union with the God or something, even in the meditation, right? So sometimes you will feel like you are not having your senses, you are not in touch with your senses. So in that state also you will be touch or you will be in the psychic trance. You are in the psychic trance and you are experiencing that kind of psychic trance only.
So the difference between the deep sleep and the trance is what's the main difference?
No, in the deep sleep you can experience all these things. That is what it is.
So it is same thing he's calling trance state?
It's not the trance state. He's saying you are in the trance state. It is not the separate state. In the deep sleep, you can be. Because here we are saying that physical world, form world, or psychic world, then mental world, like that, right?
Yes.
So here we are in the physical when we are awake state. But when you are in the deep sleep state, your consciousness is disconnecting from your breath form and is disconnecting from your senses and involuntary nervous system. And it is going to the psychic world and also the mental world. That state is saying the trance state. So that state, when the mystics, when they are doing a lot of meditations and all, when they can able to be there, they say that they are in contact with the God because they are seeing the things which are normal people cannot see.
But basically both are same, he's saying.
Yeah, it means in that state only, the 30th lesson is all about in deep sleep state, what you can experience. That is what it is.
Okay. So basically they go into that psychic exaltation state.
Yes, psychic exaltation state. Okay. Some persons put themselves into the state where they are conscious in their mental atmosphere of the life world. So some people wanted to, because they will do like a kind of deep meditations or anything, they'll try to be in that conscious in the mental atmosphere. Feeling mind and desire mind is active, they can learn things in a deep sleep. Suppose, that is what in the beginning itself he mentioned. Suppose you want to learn a subject, very much you wanted to learn a subject and you just put that before you are going into the sleep, you just put that subject, you give your mind the training that you wanted to learn that subject, think about that subject and then deep sleep. Then because the desire mind is active, because desire mind always want to learn that particular subject. So in the deep sleep state, because you are in the mental, the atmosphere, right, you may get that teaching and you may be able to understand. Mental states may come about naturally without any effort for that purpose. For some people, it may come very naturally, because when you can go do a deep meditations also, you can get it, that mental state. Not only in the deep sleep, even the deep meditations also, you can attain that kind of thing. Sometimes the brain offers an obstruction. These efforts, if enough work has been done, lead to the conditions where accumulated desire shuts off the physical interference. So when the mind sometimes may give you some interference, but when accumulated desire, when your desire is so much into that, so that shuts off your physical interference, whatever it comes. A person who goes into the trance usually gets only into his psychic atmosphere. So who goes into the trance? Because when the deep sleep or in the meditation, usually normal person, when he's going into the deep sleep, he is going into that psychic state. Only in the deep sleep, you may not able to remember what you experience in the psychic state. In the meditation, because meditation is a conscious deep sleep, right? Conscious sleep. So when you are doing that, so whatever you are experiencing, you will be remembering. He is a conscious of the things on the form plane of the physical world. Usually he is conscious only the things that the lower states there. So the lower states, whatever in that particular form world, also lower states, whatever it is there, that only you will be able to remember. You will not be able to, because that is the one which you will be actually able to, immediately you will be able to see the things. Clairvoyance is considered to be the spiritual vision, vibrations, the key to everything. Clairvoyance is a bit more, which is a spiritual vision, we call it as, because you are able to see the things which normal people are not able to see with your naked eyes also when you attain that particular state. Can see signs of the God, beautiful figures, to be saints, emotions on the form plane, to be heavenly joys and ecstasy, to be union with the God. So see here, not only this, I think in the next slide he might told, in some of the cases, right, as soon as you started the meditation, people will start, oh, I see colors. Oh, I see Baba. Oh, I see the Lord Venkateshwara. So all these things, because these are all in the psychic state. In their psychic state, all these images, the lower images, they are there. So that is why they are able to see all the things. Some people exaggerate these psychic conditions in this way, that these conditions represent the highest states they can conceive. Because they are able to see all the things, they'll say, oh, my meditation is very good, I'm able to see all the things and all. But what he's saying is, those are the lower levels of the psychic state. So those colors, all those things are the lower levels of the psychic state. They are just experiencing that. Any experience beyond the tangible world demand supernal and usually the supreme. Any experience beyond the tangible, beyond the physical world, right? So it's deemed to be supreme things. But why we will say, why whenever the people got the colors and all, we will say, okay, clap, you got a good meditation, because at least they are able to go from the physical to the psychic state. They have not stopped. They are not struggling with their thoughts in the mental. So in that way, they achieved a step. Because usually people will say, oh, even if whenever I close the mind, I'm just getting so many thoughts, which otherwise I don't get it. But whenever I sit for meditation, I'm getting so many thoughts. So those thoughts, instead of those thoughts, they went beyond that and they were able to go to the psychic state. These lights and colors are not the light of intelligence. Remember, friends, these are not the light of intelligence, nor perceived by the light of intelligence. It is not perceived by the light of intelligence, or they are not the light of intelligence. They are just the below states of the lower states of the psychic atmosphere. Trance states are the states of nature. All heard, seen in the trance state is the appearances, phenomena, illusions, glamour of the nature. These are perceived through senses concerning the objects of the nature. So whatever that you are seeing is from the nature only. Okay. So those nature colors and all those things you are seeing. Intentional active thinking on a subject is by conscious light prevents the trance. intentional active thinking. How this trance can be prevented, how you can focus on a subject. Intentional active thinking. You put your thinking on one of the things. Suppose put your thinking, I want to know myself. I want to know the self-knowledge. I want to know who am I. I want to know my purpose. Think in that particular thing. Then your focus, you will be focused. You will not be, you will be crossed all those things. You will be crossed all these colors, this, visions and all those things. You will cross beyond that. Mental states, no lights, colors, person or the scenes are witnessed. If you go to the mental state, beyond the psychic state, if you go to the mental state, no lights, colors, persons and scenes are witnessed. You will not be seen. Mental state is the condition of the insight, understanding without emotion. Mental state is coming to the insight. It will give you kind of understanding. Without emotion, it will try to give some kind of understanding to you. It is giving you some insight. It is not giving you any glamour colors, or it is not giving you any of the colors or the images of the Mahatmas or something like that. It is not showing you all those things. Mental state is beyond the psychic state, right? So beyond the psychic state, so whatever those colors and all are the lower levels of the psychic state, that's what he mentioned. So when you go to the mental state, you are going to the beyond this psychic state. So you will experience most of the understanding. Understanding could be the who am I, what is the things, or you will try to understand the thing. And if you focused on a one particular subject, the subject may be understood at that mental concept, because subject is not going to taught by somebody there, because you are the omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient, right? So you within you that thinker is there, within you that knower is there. When you cross that physical state, you are able to understand, because the thinker in you or the knower in you is coming up.
Active.
When you remove all these things, that is coming up. So whenever you are putting that intentional thinking, you are able to understand. Is it clear?
Yes, at that state, the thinker and knower becomes active, and then we get connected to them, and then we get the intuition. Yes.
Yeah, when I'm preparing that, I said, Sirisha Garu, I will share one thing. So this, so there is a one thought, or what do you say, whatever the things, right? So usually when I'm preparing these things, I will just focus on the Thinking and Destiny book and all those things. I'll not focus any other things, basically. Even my office work will be separate. I'll just take a break and then prepare. So at this stage, whenever Madam, do you understand why I say I don't see colors? That's what I kind of, that sentences I heard. These are the sentences by Patri sir, I think. That's what he always says, right? I'm not getting any colors. You are able to see the colors. Great. He used to say, do you remember?
Oh, yeah. For some people, yes. When they say, I don't see any color. Yes.
Yeah, he always said, because colors, the things and all was the lower state. He is not there. He is not there. So when even in the meditations or anything, he is not in that state. We are in that state. So, because in the morning only, today morning only, that's what I'm feeling. Today morning only, because I'm doing that Brahma Muhurta meditation, the early morning meditations nowadays. So even when I started that meditation 3 years back, I used to get a lot of visions, colors, so much of the smells and all those things, right? At one point, initially, I thought, okay, I don't want, because all these things seems to be so mystical. I don't want the meditation. That kind of person I was in 2020 when I started. Nowadays, I'm not getting any of the visions or nothing. I was just sitting silent, very calm, without, am I sleeping? No, I was all the time, I was conscious. So I just got that thought. In the morning, I don't have any thoughts or anything. This early morning I'm not getting any vision. Previously, I used to get the vision. That's what my question. Somehow, today morning only that question arose within me.
Now it answers.
The answer. I got the answer by the evening.
Yes.
And coming to the next one is, the next chapter is the mental destiny, which is because that is all the psychic destiny we talk about, right? Previously is all about the psychic destiny we talk about. Psychic destiny, we will see the colors and things, scenes and all. So we have to go beyond that. That is why some of the gurus, they say that, I saw that, don't say that. Don't stop there. Go beyond that. So, some of the gurus will say that. They will not even encourage you to talk about it. They'll say, okay, all these are your illusions, stop it. Because
Yeah.
even though they know these are all the visions, but they just want us not to stop there. If you say that, they may think that if you say that, oh, you did a great thing, then we may stop at that kind of vision. Maybe that is the reason they may say that, okay, stop it and just ignore it and go beyond that. Now, mental destiny. So this chapter, I can say, because after reading the chapter, I can say this is a very concise of soul's journey. The entire book,
Yeah.
Soul's Journey, was concised into a one chapter, I can say. That is why I just put the figure here. If you see, right, the first death is the physical body and etheric double. These two will be gone from the first death. Okay. Second death is your mental and emotional body will be gone. Third death is your causal body will be gone. So you will be just like a one not kind of thing where you can see through all the ways. There's not the two eyes will not be there in the causal body. You can see, you can hear, and you need not talk. With your thoughts, you will get an answers. So that is the causal body. So once the third death is also happened, then you will come back to the thing. So that's what here is explaining. Do you remember the 12 stages that we used to talk about?
Yeah.
12 stages of the Percival that he mentioned, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. He is talking about those 12 stages. After death, part of the mental reaches the psychic atmosphere, but the majority have their hells and heavens in their psychic atmosphere. See, the hells and heavens are only, it is there in our psychic atmosphere. It is there, but most of them, it is there in our psychic atmosphere. Before you go itself, the moment you started that the death is coming up, you will feel that I definitely will go to hell, but that kind of things are all I have done, because you are that omnipotent and omniscient, right? You know what you have done. So with your psychic nature itself, it will take you hell or heaven. So you should be confident. At the end of the day, you should be confident that you have done your duty. You have done all the things to your level best. Destiny is a psychic, mental, or a noetic. It could be psychic, mental, or a noetic. Their thoughts are usually concerned with the physical things and with the psychic reactions, therefore. So all the things are concerned with the physical things, because in psychic and mental, so whatever we have experienced or whatever we have done in the physical destiny or physical nature, right? So the reactions to it is only the psychic, mental, and noetic destinies.
So here he's saying the majority have hells and heavens in the psychic. That means that the imagination is saying?
That they, mostly because most psychic means psychic destiny. In the psychic atmosphere when you go, right? So whatever your imaginations, all the things will be there. So he mentioned clearly, one by one he mentioned.
Yeah, before leaving his body, whatever he got the impressions, so whatever he believed in.
Those are stored in the psychic.
Suppose it's a stage of physical destiny, he goes there, mental destiny only, right? Psychic destiny, then he goes to that stage, up to that stage.
Yeah, he mentioned about all the 10 or 9 stages, 12 stages, right? We will go through. The first state, the doer portion lives and dreams over certain events and the scenes of the life ended. It is the breath form and so sees, hears, tastes and smells. See, as soon as the person leaves the body, you will not totally transform. Totally, you will not go out of your body. You feel there is some stage, even in the soul's journey explained, in the immediate state, in the immediate dimension, I think they say, in that immediate dimension, they will be as like it is similar to the physical world.
Still, they are connected to senses.
Connected to the senses. So here,
call it.
Yeah, here in the first stage, that is what doer portion. Still, he feels that he is living. Okay, he dreams over certain events and how the life is ended. The breath form. That breath form could see, means the senses are still working, because when your body is dying, only the dying part is Panchabhutas. All your tanmatras are still with you.
Yeah.
Right? So end of the first stage is the judgment, the purgatory period. That's what they say in soul's journey. End of the first stage is the judgment. Okay, the judgment starts. So once they started, because at one point everything you are doing, you are able to do it. There is nothing like today I want to buy Tesla. Okay, the Tesla will be there. If I want to buy some aeroplane, the aeroplane will be there. Okay, because with your thought you are creating there. Everything when you are creating, then you will understand. So something I am not in the physical world. So I was in a different world. So once you understand that, then you will be once you come to the conclusion that you leave your body, you are not in the physical world, you left your body, the soul is come to that conclusion. That kind, some people it may be few days, some people it may be the few months, few years also. That's what he is saying. So end of the first stage is a judgment. There the judgment means what? Because there you are the pure soul. When you are a pure soul, suppose there are two girls going somewhere and you are there, and you can rescue both the girls, but you rescued first your girl and you didn't rescue the other girl. Okay, so as a physically, when you are saying as a mother, I did right because I rescued my kid, but as a soul I did wrong because you are a soul and those two are the souls. You did wrong. So nobody come and tell you that you did wrong at this point. So each and every incident when it was there, you will understand that where you have done wrong, where you have done right, because you are a pure soul there. As a soul conscious, you will understand. So the judgment is not given by Chitragupta or Yamadharma Raja or somebody. The judgment was given by your soul. Second stage has to do with the feelings and desires of the doer. And eventually, there is a separation. It's good. It's evil desires from the breath form. So you will start differentiating. These are all the evil desires. These are all the good desires. These are the bad things. This is the things, whatever that you have done. The period between the first and the third stage is called hell. So once you started understanding, oh my God, I did these many mistakes. Why in the world I went to the earth? I have some purpose. I forgot all the purpose. I wasted my time. I have got all the resources that I can do it. Suppose you wanted to help 100 people or thousands of people you wanted to help. So that is the motto you came to this world. Because you wanted to help so many people, just because you wanted to help, you don't want to struggle for your life, right? So you born in a very rich family, because where you need not worry about your errands or your basic needs, you don't want to worry about. So you went to that particular good family, wealthy family, plenty family, so that you can help. That is what as a soul you thought of it. That's why you choose that kind of parents. You went to that particular family. But after coming here, so as soon as you're born, so many celebrations were happened, all the plenty richness was shown. Then you were kept into the very good high-level convents and high-level colleges. Then you started enjoying your life with all this plentiness, all this richness. You forgot what is your goal, why you came this, purpose of your life, you forgot. Because why you were born in such a great family, why you were given, when some kids are actually they are actually hungry for the piece of bread. But here, all of our kids are given like 5-6 varieties and they are choose it, and sometimes they will not like anything and I wanted to order in Uber Eats or something. The kids are like, why? So because they are forgetting why they were given all these chances. When those kids are like that, why these kids were given all these chances? Because they came with a different purpose. They wanted to achieve something good. They wanted to serve something good for the society. That is why they choose to born in a rich families. If they forget, then all the things, once you understand that as a soul, oh my God, what I did it. All the things I forgot. I just wasted my life. I will not get this life again because I threw the food. I ordered the food in the restaurant, like 10 items. I ate a bit of each item and I threw all the food. So because you are rich, do you have the right to waste the food? You don't have right to waste food, because to produce one grain, the lot of people has to work on it. Where is the right that you have it? Just because you have money, you cannot waste that food. Once you wasted all the food, then as a soul, you judge yourself. Next lifetime, I should crave for this rice grain. Because you understand, right? You understand how much you wasted. So at that moment, because as a soul, you feel hell kind of thing. What did I do? That time you will take a decision. Oh, I should pray for this rice grain. I should know the value of this food. Then you may born in some African countries where you actually wanted to get. So these are all the karmic cycle, if you understand, right? The third stage is getting of the doer thoughts, grading of the doer thoughts. The third stage, they'll start grading all the thoughts, the doer thoughts, whatever that you have done, all the thoughts. Fourth stage is the purification of the thoughts. Then they'll purify all the thoughts, because then the breath form will get purify these thoughts. Okay, whatever these things were done. So how I can purify it, how I can take it, how I can take it forward. So how in the next life, how I can. So they'll try to, because the soul will try to purify. Fifth, the doer is purified. The doer is purified. The breath form is cleansed. So now the breath form is cleansed. Doer is purified. Are ready for the doer to be in the heaven. Now, because all the hell period is gone, breath is got purified. So he understood what is the mistakes. Now it is going to the heaven period, because he can take the rest. He can do whatever that they want to do it. Sixth, the doer unites with the breath form. The doer is uniting with the breath form, cleansed with all unwanted impressions. So when it is all unwanted impressions, because in your soul there are some unwanted impressions. Those impressions were also cleared. It lives over. Again, it lives over all the things and realizes the ideal thoughts. What should be the ideal thought, which it had been on the earth. When I am in the earth, instead of this, what should I have been done? So the ideal thoughts, he'll try to do it. This varies greatly individual doers and the character and the duration. So individual doers, it all depends upon the character of the individual doers, and also the duration also, it may change between the person to person. Seventh stage, the sense elements are temporarily freed. The sense elements are freed from you, and in their elements, this stage, the peaceful rest. Seventh stage is the peaceful rest. During this period, all 11 portions re-exist. All the 11 portions that are there in the re-exist, one after the another in succession. Each uses the same breath form. All the 11 phases it started, because in your this thing. Eighth stage, the doer is made conscious of the thought of the next life. Now in the eighth stage, you are making the thoughts. What is your next life of the breath form? Breath form is summoned to again serve the doer portion. Again, so now the breath form has to go, because your karmic bondage is this much list is there. You have to go to the earth, and in order to fulfill, or in order to balance your karma. So you are ready to serve in the doer portion in the eighth stage. The ninth stage, the form of the breath form enters the body of the mother to be and causes the conception of binding the two physical germs, and so makes contact with the physical world. So it is entering in the breath form as a mother to be, and it is contacting the physical germs, and then it is starting forming. It covers the first 3 months of the period. First 3 months of your period is covering the ninth phase and ninth stage. 10th stage, placental life begins. The flesh of the body is developed. This stage covers the second 3 months of pregnancy of the prenatal period. This is the second 3 months. So 6 months is gone. What happened? I don't know. One slide got missed, I think. Okay. Let me share at least this picture with you. Where is my Zoom? Stop share. Oh my God, it got closed. Okay. Share screen. this one. Are you able to see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
It's 5D.
Yeah. No, it's 5D because it's processing. That's why I'm just waiting. I'll show. Yeah, the next one is the 10th stage is gone, right? The 11th stage could be the last 3 months of the birth, right? So the last 3 months of the birth is the 11th stage, where actually all the
Formation of human body with of
formation of the
sex
human
section.
body. Yeah, yeah.
With sex section. Yeah.
What happened? Oh, that is closed, I think, for some reason. Okay, leave it. That was closed. Do you remember that 16, the 12 things, right? That's what I'm trying to show actually.
Oh, this is the one, the cycle.
Which one? Yeah, that cycle. Yeah, I'm trying to show that cycle. Okay.
Yeah.
5D.
5D, but the thing is, I'm not able to open that link.
Yeah.
Because I opened
Okay.
it got closed for some reason. Okay. That's okay. So we learned the 10 stages, right? The 11th stage.
Next time you can include this slide in your.
Yeah. I'll include and I'll share it because somehow I don't know. It didn't save, or I'm not sure what happened to that. I remember I wrote that one. What happened? I'm not sure. 10th, 11th. I remember the 11th number. I wrote one number also. 11th stage. What happened? I don't know. 11th stage is actually the birth, right? When actual birth happened, right? That is the 11th stage. So the 12th stage is, again, the body is in touch with all the senses, and once once is born, right? What will happen? Again, we will all show
through the infant.
Huh?
12th stage, right?
Yeah, 12th stage is infant. So the 11th is the time of birth, basically. 11th is the time of birth that you came to on this plane, and 12th is that infant state.
Yes.
Okay. So these are all the different stages that after the death we will be having it. That's what he is discussing about it in the mental state, at the end of the mental destiny. I'm trying to do that. Yeah, okay. So this is all about our mental destiny. So the mental this is all. I don't know how many months we took it as a Sirisha Garu, mental destiny. I don't know when we stopped the psychic destiny.
Almost like 3 months or 3-4 months.
Not 3 months, only more than that.
More than that.
More than that.
6 months, huh? Yeah. I remember.
I'm feeling like all this year I'm just teaching that mental destiny only.
Oh, throughout the year.
Throughout the year. That's what I'm feeling like. I didn't remember when it is, but throughout the year. But actually the good thing is coming up, but the good and great things are coming up. That is, the noetic destiny is nothing but about self-knowledge.
Wow. That's more important.
That's more important because physical destiny we understood, psychic destiny, which is the next part, we understood, and mental destiny because everything is within our mind only, right? Everything is within our mind only. So today I'm hearing other class, right? So Arjuna has a lot of conflict in the Kurukshetra, but we have that Arjuna's conflict in every day.
Oh yeah.
Every day we are facing that conflict. So much to do or not to do, to go for it or not to go for it. So much conflict. We may not have the conflict outside, but we feel within us, we feel so much conflict because even to talk to a friend, whether to tell this or not, we have a mental conflict. How they feel, what they feel, this kind of things that most of the time we are not to ourselves. We are thinking how others people will feel it, and accordingly we are actually living the life. So this mental conflict is so much is there. So when you are actually the noetic, that self-knowledge is there, right? When you have it, so that time you will not feel, that's what they'll say, right? You will not feel that kind of conflict within you. Whatever you feel like, the true relationships will stay. Forget about the all the things. Suppose after you come to the meditation, your circle of friends might have changed. Is it not?
Yes.
Yes.
Your circle of friends might, because previously whatever the circle of friends that you used to go and gossip around and talk about your clothes, talk about your jewelries and all the things, those things are no more existing. No more existing in a sense, no more is appealing to you now. So when they are not appealing, you will not be able to, you will not be able to go there. So you may be surrounding with your friends who are discussing the book clubs, who are discussing the books, who are talking about Bhagavad Gita and learning the other knowledge, who are going to the spiritual trips. All the people you will be surrounded, because you feel that you will learn something when you are surrounding with them.
Sajjana Sangatya.
Sajjana Sangatya, yes. So that's all, and now open to questions, anything.